Samsung launches their second foldable phone. Nintendo has two Nintendo Direct announcements in February, and Huawei is charged with racketeering. Stay plugged in with the Connected Life news segment of Techcessory, where we cover new game launches, technology innovations, and much, much more. The annual event of the current Samsung mobile hardware is exciting, and they impress even further this year with the Samsung S20, a brilliantly stunning new iconic phone with 3 variations. I have much more to share on this lineup, but the arguably more impressive and less advertised launch of the day is definitely the Samsung Zflip, a stylish, pocket-sized, foldable phone featuring a palm-sized 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED screen. It will control apps like your camera to operate on the top half of the screen while allowing control on the bottom half of the screen. And it doesn't stop there. They even added an OLED screen to the back of the phone for a perfect in-focus view on the rear camera. The Z Flip carries the latest and greatest of phone tech with 256 gigabytes of storage, a dual-lens camera, and the Snapdragon 855 Plus octa-core processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM. For $1,380, you better hope it's a capable device. And speaking of capable, is your phone capable of a 10 times optical zoom? What about a 100 times digital zoom? Well, the Samsung S20 lineup is. Samsung released their 11th iconic device lineup, calling it the S20. It features Project Hubble, which gives up to a 100 times zoom on the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now take that, Nokia. Seriously though, is it just for zooming in to look at stars, or can you get a good 100 times zoom at a sporting event? I really want to know, Samsung. Nintendo plans a massive new launch being announced through Nintendo Direct on February 12th. Or did they? A fake or rumored direct date led many to believe that Nintendo would have an epic pre-Animal Crossing debut of announcements. A speculation post from @Zippo on Twitter and a one-to-one Nintendo lookalike fake post caused an uproar when fans found out it was not true on February 13th. Now for the bad joke of the week. This is where we make the worst joke possible, possibly a dad joke, but definitely tech related. What does a baby computer call his father? Data, of course. Okay, yeah, we'll just move on from that. There's no coming back there. February is packed with new video game launches, and that includes Fortnite's Chapter 2 Season 2, the Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy Collection coming on February 25th, and the DualShock 4 back button attachment that launches today on Valentine's Day, probably because it is the perfect pairing for your favorite PS4 DualShock 4 controller. All I can say is that I know the perfect pairing of products is definitely not from the Chinese manufacturer Huawei, as they get formally indicted on charges of racketeering and conspiracy to steal trade secrets this Thursday by the US Justice Department. This coming in after all of the news that we've seen over the previous year on Huawei. It continues. The Justice Department states that the new charges in this case relate to the alleged decades-long efforts by Huawei and several of its subsidiaries, both in the US and in the People's Republic of China, to misappropriate intellectual property, including from 6 US technology companies, in an effort to grow and operate Huawei's business. And the rumor has spread that the 6 companies may include T-Mobile, Cisco, Motorola, Fujitsu, Quintel, and CNEX Labs. And this brings me to our last segment, where I talk about what I like and what I hate. What I definitely hate is the fact that we have to make this happen with Huawei. Why did we allow a company like Huawei to come in and steal information from companies that we use on a daily basis? Huawei has been a pain to the United States over the last year with many news headlines and issues around intellectual property and theft. Topics such as backdooring their technology for the Chinese government to be able to have an eye into phones that people are using here in the United States and all across the world. That's a huge issue for me. Anyone who's concerned about their privacy should not be using a Huawei phone. Now, we know that Google is bad enough, and there's been issues with Google physically listening in with people on the other end. Why do we want to repeat this process with Huawei? That being said, that's not really what they're getting charged for here. What they're getting charged for here is intellectual property theft. So theft from these companies like T-Mobile, Cisco, Motorola, Fujitsu, Quintel, and CNX Labs, but also conspiracy to steal trade secrets. So that also means that somebody else may be included, and we're not quite sure who, but what we don't see here are companies like AT&T, Verizon, or soon to be merged with T-Mobile, Sprint. So it leads me to believe that there are two companies culpable here, and I don't really like that. I don't like violation of privacy. That is something that I will continue to fight against, and I will not use companies that continually cross that threshold of data collection. I don't use most of the Google Assistant features. In fact, I turn them off on all of my devices because I know for a fact Google is worse than other companies at this. I tend to use other products like the Amazon Alexa or Samsung's Bixby. So now I'd like to talk about something that I actually like and I enjoy. Although I probably won't be playing this game very much, it is available on all platforms from Steam to Xbox to PlayStation and even Switch, which is the Mega Man Zero and ZX series. Now they take place 100 or a few hundred years after the original Mega Man X series, which is awesome because it takes that timeline and that game style, the graphics, everything that you're used to from the original game, and applies it to the new series, which I love. I mean, that's phenomenal. This is one of my favorite games to play when I was younger, and to be able to pick up a new remastered version, get some new characters, and kind of pick up where you left off and have that same look and feel is going to be phenomenal in my opinion. I'm probably actually going to pick this up and try it out, but I don't know that I'll be playing it a ton just because I probably don't have that much time to put into these games these days, but I'll try. Well, that's all we have for news today. Check in next week for our second Connected Life news segment. Subscribe for weekly videos on new tech, including how-to guides, product reviews, and tips on current tech. I will see you all in the next video.